Going to demonstrate about the programming languages, the importance of the programming languages, and the generations of the programming languages we are going to discuss here. So here in this session, we are going to understand about the importance of programming languages. And we already discussed about what is a programming language. The programming language acts as a mediator between the programmer and the computer. And there are so many programming languages have been invented by the computer scientists. And these programming languages are categorized into 4 categories. So let us look into them initially. So the programming languages are categorized into four types or generations. What are they? The first one is first generation programming languages, and second generation programming languages, and third generation programming languages, and fourth generation programming languages. So what is this generation means? Generation means it represents some number of years. It represents some number of years. You may assume like the first generation means between 1970 to 1980. Second generation means 1980 to 1990. Third generation means 1990 to 2000. Fourth generation means 2000 to 2010. So likewise, you can assume that in this particular generation, the computer scientists invented some languages, and which have been used as programming languages. So those generations we are going to look into. All right. Now, initially, we are going to discuss about the first generation programming languages. So what is the first generation programming language? The first generation programming language is what? Binary language is considered as first generation programming language. And we know that the binary language programs actually given to the computer, and the computer will process it and produce the output. So if a user writes a binary language program and that is given to the computer for processing, and then it will take the program and process it, and then it will produce the output. And this binary language program, how we write. So basically, the binary language program has been written in binary digits. Using binary digits, we'll be writing a program. For example, we write the binary codes like this. And this is a binary language program. You can assume like this is a binary language program. And this program is given to the computer. And then the computer will take this program, accept this program, and process it, and then it produces the output. So the computer takes the binary program and then it processes it, and then it produces some output. So this is a binary numbers. These are not decimal numbers. These are the binary numbers. So likewise, in the first generation, the binary language was used as a first generation programming language. But there is a problem with this binary language. What is the problem is, we have to convert our numbers into binary language. For example, if you want to find out the sum of 12 and 10, so you can do like this, the calculation. But if you want this calculation should be done by the computer, so for that purpose, you have to convert this 12 into binary, 10 into binary, so that you will get the, then you'll be writing a program, and that program will be given to the computer. I already discussed in the previous session how this process happens. Once again, we will see the 12 is converted into binary number, which is 1100, and 10 is 1010. Then the result, what we get here is 22, which is equivalent with 10110. So it is the equivalent of the binary number 22. So this is how this process will be happening inside the computer. So then it will produce the output here. So this is not exactly, this is the output we get if we give 12 and 10 as input for processing the addition operation. But there is a problem here. What is the problem here? Or there is a disadvantage with this binary language. What is the disadvantage is we need to convert our numbers into our numbers in the sense our decimal numbers should be converted into binary numbers, and that is always required. So whenever if you want to write a program, you should write the code in the binary numbers, and it is not our language. We generally use decimal numbers for calculation purpose, and that's why it is difficult to write the code in the binary language. So therefore it is difficult to write code in binary language. So that's why in the second generation, in the next generation, computer scientists developed some other languages, other programming languages they introduced. We will be going to see the second generation programming language now. I hope this is clear here. And now we'll jump into the second generation programming language. So the second generation programming language. What is the second generation programming language? So we discussed previously the binary language is difficult to write the code, and even we have to convert our number system into binary numbers. So that's why computer scientists developed a new programming language. What is that? That is assembly language. So assembly language was considered as second generation programming language. And what assembly language has? Assembly language has symbolic instructions. That means you'll be writing some, you will be using some symbols, some low-level symbols for writing code in assembly language. So those symbols are also called as mnemonic codes. Those symbolic instructions are also called as mnemonic codes. So using those mnemonic codes, you will be writing assembly language program. For example, if you have written an assembly language program, and that program, if you try to give to the computer for processing or running, then it has to produce the output. But it cannot do that. Why? A assembly language program will not be understood by the computer directly. Why? Because computer understands only machine language. Because in the beginning, we have discussed already about it. Computer knows only machine language or binary numbers. It doesn't understand the assembly language. Why? Because assembly language has symbolic instructions. So the assembly language codes are not understood by the computer. So that's why assembly language uses translators, which is also called as assembler. So assembler is a translator, and that will be responsible for translating these symbolic instructions into binary codes. So that's why whenever you are writing a program using assembly language, you will be also using a translator called assembler, and that will convert the assembly language program into binary language program, and which is given to the computer. Then the computer will run it and produces the output. So this is how the assembler will be acting as a translator here, or a mediator between the assembly language program and the computer. So the assembly code is converted into binary code. So, but this has been successfully used for some years, but later people felt it is little difficult to write code in even assembly language. Why? Because assembly language uses symbolic constructions and they are difficult to learn. So that is one more disadvantage we have here. So what is a disadvantage we have here is, or it is a limitation you can think like, it is difficult to write codes in assembly language as the symbolic instructions are not easy to learn. So that's why the computer scientists again started developing some better programming languages. So that happened in the next generation. So this is a story about the second generation programming language, which is the assembly language. And now let us try to understand the third generation programming languages and how they are going to help the programmers to write the programs easily and quickly. All right. So here we are going to talk about third generation programming languages. So what are the third generation programming languages? So third generation programming languages are also called as the high level languages. Third generation programming languages are also called as high level languages. So what is a high level language and why they call it as a high level language? So these are called as high level languages. So why third generation programming languages are called as high level languages? Why? Because they are easy to learn. These are easy to learn and use. That's why. Why they are easy to learn and use? Why? Because the third generation programming languages are easy, as if you know English language, you can easily write the codes in using high level languages. So why? Because these third generation programming languages uses the words like English language. That's why it is very easy to learn and use them. And what are the different types of high level languages they introduced? There are many, like BASIC, COBOL, Fortran, Pascal, C, C++. So these are the programming languages. They are called as a high level languages. Why? Because they use the words like English language. And if you look at these programming languages, when they are developed, they meant for some purpose. For example, BASIC, beginners all purpose symbolic instruction code. This is used to perform simple calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication. And coming to the COBOL, common business oriented language, it is used for business applications, to develop the business applications. Fortran is used for scientific applications. Pascal is used in mathematical applications. So like this, with each programming language, you can develop certain type of applications. But if you look at C, C is totally different from its previous languages, and it is more powerful than the previous languages. Why? Because using C language, you can develop any type of application. Means a simple application you can develop, a business application you can develop. You can also develop scientific applications. You can also use it for mathematical applications. You can develop any type of applications except web applications. So that is the power of C language. And that's why C is so popular. And the previous languages are meant for developing only one type of applications, but using C language, you can develop any type of application. That is a specialty of the C language. And not only that, C is a more powerful. Why? Because C introduced the programming structure, and it has been followed by most of the high-level programming languages like C++, Java, Python, and C#.NET. Whatever the next gen high-level languages, they follow the syntax structure introduced by the C language. So that's why people also start learning C as a foundational programming language. So that's why C is so powerful, and that powerful language has been introduced in the third generation. Okay. However, here suppose, and how the execution of these high-level language programs happens. Let us see now. Suppose you have written a high-level language program. You have written a high-level language program. Okay. And how this program is going to be executed. Let us assume that suppose you have written a C language program, hello.c, and that is given to the computer, and then that it has to run and produce the output, for example. So whether this computer will run this program, hello.c program, directly and produces the output? No, it doesn't do that. Why? Because C language program is a high-level language, and C language uses English words, but English words computer doesn't understand. So that's why this program also has to be converted into binary language. So for that purpose, these high-level languages also uses translators. So one more important point, high-level languages also used translators to convert the code into machine code or binary code, so that computer can understand and runs it. So these are translators. What are those translators? We are going to see now here. Okay. For example, you have written a hello.c program, and that is initially given to the compiler, a translator, and that translator, you can call it as a compiler. And there are two types of translators that I will discuss in the next another session. So now this translator will be converting this hello.c program into hello.exe, which contains the binary codes or machine code, and then that is given to the computer for execution, and then you will get the output. So this way, the high-level language program uses the translator called compiler, and then that produces a exe file which contains the machine code, and then that is given to the computer, and that computer will run that machine code, and then you will be getting the output. So in this way, the high-level language programs are going to be executed successfully on the computer by the help of the translators. So the translators are basically two types of translators are there, and they are used for converting the source code into machine code. Here, exe file contains the machine code. Hello.c file contains the source code. And what is the disadvantage of these third generation programming languages? There is no disadvantage, but actually you can call it as a limitation. What is the limitation is, using third generation programming languages, we cannot develop web applications. We cannot develop web applications. So the web applications are the applications that should be able to execute on any machine. So those type of applications cannot be developed using third generation programming languages. So this can be achieved by the next generation programming languages, which we are going to discuss shortly. Now here we are going to talk about the fourth generation programming languages. So what are the fourth generation programming languages? So the fourth generation programming languages are called as most high-level programming languages. Third generation programming languages are called as high-level languages. Fourth generation programming languages are called as most high-level programming languages. So these are called as most high-level programming languages. Why most high level? Why? Because they are used to develop any type of application almost, and not only that, especially they can be used to develop business purpose applications, web applications, and any type of domain applications can be developed using these most high level languages. So especially these are used to develop web and enterprise level applications. So you can develop a web application and you can also develop enterprise level applications. So an enterprise level application is also a web application, but it is more than that. Okay, web application means what? The application that can be accessed anywhere and that can run on any machine in the world. So that is a web application. So that type of applications can be developed using fourth generation programming languages. So what are those languages? Java and C Sharp, C#.NET, and JavaScript and Python, etc. So these are the most of the programming languages which we are using nowadays, and they are popular programming languages. And the first powerful programming language here you can see that is Java. And Java is such a powerful language and which is most widely used in the world for developing web and enterprise level applications. All right. And how these programs are going to be executed, that part also we are going to see now. Suppose you have written a most high level language program that is, let us say, hello.java. How it is going to be executed? Suppose if you try to give this program to the computer, will computer understand this program and produces the output? No. Why? Because the hello.java contains the most high level code, that is a means English language words it contains mostly, which cannot be understood by the computer. That's why this most high level language Java uses translators such as compiler and interpreter. It uses both for converting, and then that can be executed on any computer. For example, so this is the one more important point here I'm writing. These are also using translators for converting the code into machine code. For example, here I'm taking hello.java, and that is taken by the compiler, that is a translator, compiler, and then that is also given to interpreter also. So this Java uses compiler and interpreter. Interpreter is also a translator. I'll discuss more in detail about what is a compiler and what is interpreter later. And then that code is converted into machine code, and then that is given to the computer, and then it will produce the output. So this is how the most high level languages also uses the translators like compiler or interpreter they use. Some uses compiler, some uses interpreter. Some languages uses both of them, compiler and interpreter together they use, and then the code is going to be executed on the computer. And these most high level languages are uh, are going to be not only execute on one computer, they can be taken into any other machine and they can be executed there also. That means these programming languages are used to develop cross-platform applications. Cross-platform application means the application that can be capable to run on any machine. So this is also an important point. So the most high-level programming languages can be used to develop cross-platform applications. Cross-platform application means the application can run on the laptop, can run on the mobile, can run on television, can run on air conditioner, can run inside the car. That means in any device it is capable to run. So that's why it is called cross-platform application. Cross-platform application means the application that is capable to run on any machine. For example, if you think about the timer, we can have a timer inside our computer, we can have a timer inside the mobile, we can have the timer inside the car also. So likewise, the application is capable to run on any type of device. Even you can have a timer inside the air conditioner also, right? Yes. So likewise, you can able to install that application on any environment and capable to run. So that type of application is called as cross-platform application. So these cross-platform applications can be developed using these most high-level languages like Java, C#, .NET, JavaScript, Python, etc. And this is about the fourth generation programming languages. So until here we have discussed about we have completed the generations of the programming languages and the importance of the programming languages and the basic execution flow of the programs. And in the coming sessions, we are going to look into the more internal details about these programming languages. Until then, see you. Until then, thank you. Bye.